Tell me you love me. Tell me you love me. Excite me. Dazzle me. Dazzle. Like me. Like me.
Hey guys, we're back on my camera for this video. The next video I post will be an iPhone camera video just because I've been recording it on my phone for the last couple days. But I finally got a new battery for my camera. So, and a ring light if you can't see it in my glasses. So we're upping the quality a little bit. Not by a lot, but a little bit. We're still very low budget. Okay. But today's video is going to be a review about the new Charmed, which I know is really late. It's been out a whole year now. They're doing a second season, but I'm just now watching it because when it first came out I was boycotting it because I'm like, you're not going to do my Charmed wrong. I love the original Charmed, and I do love the original Charmed. I grew up on it. It introduced me to Wicca. Like it framed my whole childhood. Like recently I went back and rewatched the whole series and it's still as good as it was then. And for the time that it was made in, it's so good. Like, so good. And this new Charmed, I like it. Like, I like that it's more feminist. I like that it has people of other races in it as the lead characters. You know, I like that. And I like the inclusivity of it. But I think it's a shitty story, honestly. Just because, like, why are you going to take something that's supposed to be based on something that's already been made? You're going to remake a show that hasn't been off the air for that long. All of the main characters are still alive. All of the main actors are still alive that could want to come back to do some sort of reboot. Like, and as far as I know from the, as far as I know from what little to no research I've done, the producers of the new Charm didn't ask anybody from the old one if they wanted to be in it, which didn't sit right with me. But the other day I finally sat down, watched the first episode. I think I'm on episode like 15 now, because like I'm gonna watch it, okay? I'm gonna watch it. It's watchable. But it's watchable if I don't think of it as Charmed. Because if I think of it as Charmed, it's shit. Like, really though. Because you don't have the original sisters. They didn't live with their grandma, you know, it's like they're younger than they were in the original, and it's just, the graphics are bad. Like, bad. You'd think nowadays you'd have good graphics, but no, the graphics are shitty. Even the 90s and the graphics in the originals were still better than the freaking graphics in this one. Like, I can't. This new one, I cannot take it seriously. I can't take it seriously. Because in the first couple seasons of the original, like, they were learning how to be witches. They were learning their histories. They were, you know, facing demons that came at them. They were facing demons that were in front of them. They weren't looking to save the world. It wasn't an apocalypse yet. First episode of this show, oh, the end of the world is coming. We have to kill the source of all evil. It's the end of the world. It's the apocalypse. It's Armageddon, blah. And I'm just like, why? Why? I just feel like this new Charm needs more world building for it to make sense. And they got way too chummy with this new sister that they found, Macy. Like, that's great or whatever. But it happened way too fast. They all adjusted to this way too fast. Like, Mimi. It was too fast. It's too fast. The graphics suck. The story sucked. You know, and they're taking their feminism view in this show really, really hard, really, really hardcore, really, really like too in your face. Like, it's too in your face. It's not good because it's so in your face. Like, it's just like, oh, hi, yeah. It's trying to force it on you, and I don't like it. The one thing I do like, though, is they have all these modern references. Like, they were facing some demon, and Macy goes, oh, shut it, Daenerys. And I'm just like, that made me cackle. So yeah, it's an okay show. I think they should have marketed it as its own like witch show. They could have made it a little differently and it could still be doing as good as it's doing right now. Like, it didn't do terrible. It's getting a second season. Like, it's very likely it could go on for a while. But it's not Charmed. It's not Charmed. Stop saying it's Charmed. Just like they should have just made it new. It should have just been a new show about 3 witches. Like, this review makes no sense. Well, it makes sense, but it's not really long enough or whatever. And then, like, the characters, like the 3 sisters, it's like, there isn't the original 3. There's a 2 and then a 3rd one that pops up, but then you find out later, spoilers, but you find out later that the one that just randomly showed up is one, she's the oldest, not the youngest, which is weird to me. And she's also, the oldest one is related to the youngest one, and the middle one is actually the one that's the half-sister, which doesn't make any sense. Like, how? Why are you doing this? And then the oldest one, the one that just shows up, is somehow turning into a demon because their mom resurrected her when she was a baby because she died. Like, it's just, they're taking it so far to the extreme so soon. Like, that could have been the season finale cliffhanger. Like, you just found this out, like, oh my gosh. But no, they did it like 5 episodes in. Like, it doesn't, it's, this new Charmed is very, very noticeably targeted towards the teeny boppy audiences. And since it's targeted at those people that have probably never even seen the original Charmed, I don't know why they bothered to make it Charmed. It just doesn't make any sense. And honestly, I'd rather just watch the original. But that being said, I am going to finish this first season because, again, it's watchable. It's just, as I'm watching it, I forget that it's supposed to be Charmed. I just think it's just a regular other witchy show that, yeah, the graphics suck and the dialogue is corny and awkward and whatever, but I can still watch it. But it pulls me out of it. Like, it pulls me out of it when they're like, oh, you're the Charmed one, you have to do the power of 3. And I'm just like, why? You know what they should have done? They should make a TV show about the Cousin O'Dwyer trilogy by Nora Roberts. That is a 3 witches trilogy, but they're cousins and they have this big, like, destiny, and it's great. It's a great trilogy. Y'all should go read it. They should have just made that into a TV show instead of doing this reboot shit. And when I get around to watching it, I'm going to do a review on the new Roswell because I loved the original too, and why did they screw up things that I loved?